What's up, everybody? My name is Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Barcelona. Today we've got the Supercopa de España, starting off in the semi-final against Atletico Bilbao. And if we win, we'll play the final against either Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid in this episode. If we don't win, we'll play the away match against Valladolid in the league. We have played 5 games since last episode where we finally got an away win. And in those 5 games, we've had 3 home games and we've comfortably won all of them. And we've had 2 away games, and we've not won either of them. Nothing has really changed. Well, it's changed a little bit. Now we're playing really well away from home, and we still can't win. We are also in the transfer window, and even though we're only 5 days into January, we've already done a little bit of business. But to start, we're going to look at the results. Our first match after last episode was at home against Real Sporting in the Liga, and we absolutely demolished them 6-0. Luca getting a hat trick. And if we look at some of these stats for it, it'll come into effect a little bit later on why I'm showing you these, but Luca had 12 shots, put 6 of them on target, and scored 3 goals. Pretty decent game. But then we went away from home, and we drew 2-2 with Betis. I mean, Betis aren't a bad team, but we absolutely dominated them, and we still couldn't win. They scored a 92nd minute equalizer, which is obviously extremely frustrating, but we still didn't really even deserve to win, even though we should have. But again, our attack is absolutely incompetent away from home. At home, they're just fantastic. They leave Barcelona. They literally cannot shoot the ball at all. We did get 2 goals, Luca with one of them, but it was a tap in at the back post, open net, and then we got a goal from a corner. But if we look at the stats for this one, so last time 12 shots, 6 of them on target, 3 goals. Let's look at Luca's stats for this game. He had, if you find him, 11 shots and put 1 of them on target. 1 of 11. And he scored that one, and it was an open net. So even that wasn't that impressive. He should have put that on target. If he didn't, he would have been sold for whatever I could have got for him. But 11 shots, and he put 1 of them on target. And he's one of the best strikers in terms of attributes in the world. Should be really good. At home, he is really good. But away from home, he loses all ability to shoot the ball. And I said it was dominant. 36 shots to 9. 10 shots on target to 5. In fact, you only get 10 shots on target from 36. I mean, 9 of those off target were Luca. 10 even? 10 even. Good God, he's so bad. 3.5 XG, 2 clear-cut chances, 5 half chances, only 7 long shots of the 36, and we still only score 2 goals. They get 2 from 5. I mean, there are just so many issues with this team. Going forward, away from home, our attack just cannot play the sport, and Diego Quillay is potentially the worst goalkeeper in La Liga, so we've replaced him. But before we get to his replacement, we've played 3 other matches. Away from home in the Champions League group stage against Lazio, we did lose, but the game meant absolutely nothing. We were already top of the group, and so I played a fully rotated squad, a lot of youngsters in there, so that loss is at least understandable, and we were pretty awful. But then we went at home to Espanyol, smashed them 3-0, Luca 2 goals, and again, he can shoot. I think he had 5 or 6 shots on target in this one. Through 10 shots in total, something like that. Let's find him. He had 8 shots and put, 5 of them on target? 1 from 11 away from home. It doesn't make sense. And then we played Atletico Bilbao in the Liga at home, and we won 1-0. Luca again getting the goal, but once again, we should have scored so many more. Our XG was way higher, nearly 3. 27 shots, 11 on target, and could still only score 1 goal. Even though Atletico Bilbao had their backup goalkeeper in there, he still put on a world-class performance because our forwards are pretty awful. But they weren't the only thing holding us back. Diego Quillay, I said he's one of the worst goalkeepers in the Liga, and it's because I looked at the data hub, and it says he is probably the worst goalkeeper in the Liga. Faced very few shots, under 2 saves per 90 minutes, and has a 68% save percentage, which is the 3rd worst in the league, behind Cardenas and El Sayed, who are making way more saves per 90, and facing way more shots per 90, and yet only 68%. Remember back at Chelsea with Giovanni Herrazzo. For an entire Premier League season, he was around 90, and Quillay's at 68. That is atrocious. And actually, saw looking at this, there is a goalkeeper, nearly 97% save percentage, and he started every single match in La Liga. Beñat Zabala. He is actually the Bilbao goalkeeper, their starting goalkeeper, and he is insane. So I had interest in bringing him in. Unfortunately, he was too expensive. If we look at him, it doesn't look like he should be quite that good. I mean, his attributes are good, especially for only 23 years old, but they're not that good. But I still would have wanted to bring him in. Based on his performances, he's been insane. But he's got a $133 billion release clause, and they will accept nothing less, and we don't have that kind of money. which is also why we couldn't get Alejandro Jose Sanchez, another guy that I really wanted. I was looking for him in the last transfer window trying to get him, but we couldn't. And we still can't get him because Sporting want over $100 million for him. And once again, we don't have that kind of money. So we had to result for another alternative, one that's quite a bit older, but he's still pretty talented. And so we have signed Unai Simon from Juventus to be our new starting goalkeeper. He is 35 years old, but his attributes are still really solid. Reflexes, one-on-ones, anticipation, positioning, both very high. His agility is a little low, but the fact his anticipation and positioning are that high, I think kind of makes up for it a little bit. He's going to be in the right spot, so agility becomes a little bit less important. But aerial reach, command of area, communication, all of that very solid. Obviously, he's Spanish, international Spanish goalkeeper, has plenty of experience, knows the league, knows the language, knows all of that. He should be able to settle in pretty well and be a massive, massive upgrade. It was a little more than I'd want to spend for a 35-year-old goalkeeper, especially because his contract was expiring, but we couldn't wait to bring him in next year. We needed him now. We had to bring in a goalkeeper in this transfer window, and there weren't really any other better options that were affordable. So 15 million could raise up to 24. Again, more than I'd like to spend, but we had to bring somebody in. We had to bring in somebody of quality, and well, I'm okay with it. But we did make one other signing, one I've been wanting to make as soon as I saw him pop up in my scouting center. Sergio Ricardo is absolutely tremendous. He is only 20 years old, and he's amazing. I literally think he is just Paul Pogba's regen. He is Paul Pogba. He just is. Got the dribbling. Finishing, the only thing that's a little bit low, but 16 passing, 19 vision. Technique. Work rate's not even amazing. Very Paul Pogba. Mentals are extremely good. Physicals are just insane. 6'1", good size, good jumping reach, good heading. He is literally Paul Pogba reincarnate. And it was a pretty affordable deal. When I found him was when he went to Sao Paulo. Literally like a day after he went there, he popped up in my scouting center. And so we had to wait until he's willing to sign a contract. And as soon as he was, we nabbed him up. 25.5 million was his release clause, and he is worth way more than that. He is absolutely tremendous. He's definitely $100 million player. This talented at 20 years old, I couldn't say no. So far, those are the only new players to join the club, and we only have around $10 million left to spend, so we probably won't be bringing anyone else in that's not a youngster for the future. Can't really afford an upgrade on your starting 11 or your bench with $10 million. So I think this is mostly what the team's going to be. We might see a few outs. Obviously, with a goalkeeper coming in, we kind of need to send somebody out. We could end David Raya's loan, but he's probably the second best goalkeeper we've got. And so preferably I'd want to loan out Sonny Layton, but no one seems to have any interest in him. And so now I'm going to see if we can loan out Diego Quillay. He's on obviously the highest wages. He's been absolutely atrocious. So if we can loan him out and next year he can come in and be our backup, hopefully we'll never need him. But yeah, I just want to get those wages off the books when we don't really need them. And, you know, David Raya has been pretty good for us. But if we can't loan any of them out, I'm just going to terminate David Raya's loan. Obviously, we're also bringing in a midfielder that would have to be registered. But we've got, what's his name? Ferran, who's registered for the team this year that I can just unregister. I'm actually sending him out on loan. And Ricardo will just take his registration spot. If I could have loaned him back out to the Brazilian club, Sao Paulo, I would have, but it didn't give me the option. And considering he's just joined, no one in Spain can really sign him on loan either. He doesn't want to leave. And so he's going to have to be around the first team this year, which is not a bad thing. But obviously, he's not going to get as much first team football as I'd probably like. But next year, he's going to be the replacement for Zaniolo. He's going to be leaving on a free. And so Sergio Ricardo is going to step right in, and I don't think we'll miss a beat. We also had a few players whose contracts were running out that we extended. One is Trent Alexander-Arnold, gave him another year. Camara had an optional year extension clause, so I triggered that. So he's going to be here for another year. Cucurella's contract is also running out, and I'm trying to offer him a new contract. We've got one agreed upon. So as long as he doesn't prefer to go to Leeds or Sociedad, he'll be staying here for another year. Hopefully that'll be the case. He's been pretty good. And then Leighton, his contract's also running out. I'll probably look to re-sign him to be our third goalkeeper. And then obviously Zaniolo, we can't really even negotiate with. So he's probably going to be leaving. So for the squad for this one, obviously I'm not super worried about the Supercopa, so I'll do a little bit of rotation, but there's still some starters out there. David Raya is going to start in goal. This might be the last game before we send him back on loan, so I was going to give him one more game if we do let him go. And then in the back line is going to be Guehi, Leon, and Araujo, who is unhappy about his playtime, even though he's played more than any other center back. I mean, the playing time expectations in this game are kind of ridiculous. If they're a star player, they have to play against every single team, no matter how awful they are. You could be playing like a 7th division side, and they'll be like, yeah, I have to play this game. And it's kind of ridiculous. Kamara's going to start in the holding role. Trent's going to start on the right. Cucurella on the left. Ricardo is going to make his debut as that Mazzala, which is probably going to be his long-term position. Then Oscar as the center mid on attack. David Pierce is going to start up top next to Luca Carna. I mean, it's not technically an away match. It's a neutral site, so not really sure what we're going to see from Luca Carna. We're going to be playing our 3 at the back home system for this one. I mean, it's not an away game. Technically, it's not an away game. It's not a home game either, but hopefully we can dominate teams on a neutral site like we do at home. Well, we're 14 minutes in, and basically nothing has happened so far. I think we're yet to have a shot, and they've only had one and not put it on target, but we've got a highlight, and we're going to start with the ball. Luca Carna is going to find Marco Cucurella. Look back for Luca Carna, brings it down. Can he put it on target? He can. And he does one better and puts it in the back of the net. First shot, and we scored it. Luca Carna, I mean, this must be basically at home, because if that's away from home, he's missing the target by about 20 feet. And now we've got another highlight pretty soon afterwards. 18th minute now, and we're going to play it out from a free kick. Leon's going to find Oscar into Pierce, finds Luca Carna, has a chance for a second here, but he might have pulled back for somebody else. Going to get to the byline, going to find Trent, going to reposition into the midfield. Trent, can he do something here? He's going to get taken down. That is a penalty. That is a for sure penalty. Who's going to take this? I'm not sure who our penalty taker with this lineup is. Maybe Oscar? Could also be Luca Carna. Luca Carna's a decent penalty taker. It's probably going to be him. I might want to give it to Trent, though. I mean, he won the penalty. We've already got a lead, but you don't want to get too risky here. You don't want to be giving it to David Raya and miss the penalty and end up losing the game. So I'm just going to stick with whoever's going to give it to. I'm assuming it's probably going to be Luca Carna, but it's got to be a penalty first. I'm pretty sure it is, though. It looked like a pretty blatant penalty, and it is. We've got a penalty kick. We've got a chance to make it 2-0. Who's going to step up to the spot? It is Luca Carna. Can he get his second goal? Can he get a brace 19 minutes into the match? Or is he going to put it off target? He powers it into the back of the net. And so Luca Carna has a brace, and after not even 20 minutes in, we're already 2-0 up. I have to feel a little bit for Atletico Bilbao so far. We've had 2 shots. One of them was a penalty, but we've had 2 shots, and we're 2-0 up. This is like every team we play. But Athletic looks like they might have their first highlight. Finds a ball to the back post, and they can't quite put it on target this time. Looks like we might be going into halftime with that 2-0 advantage, but still only having 2 shots in the entire game. I really feel like a neutral side is basically right in between home and away. We're not awful. We're actually scoring. We're actually putting our shots on target, but at the same time, we're not dominating like we usually do at home. We've got our first highlight of the second half, and it is a free kick 65 minutes in. Luca Carna looking for his hat trick, but he puts the header over. Well, other than that free kick, literally nothing has happened in the second half. Fortunately, we already had a 2-0 lead, so we're going to get the win. Not super convincing. Ended up with 8 shots, so we were a little bit better in the second half, but it's pretty even. Both had 8 shots, both had 3 shots on target. Obviously, our XG is high because of the penalty, but yeah, that was a really even match. We did have a rotated squad. Pierce, who is literally one of the worst players, started up top and was awful once again. But we had a decently talented squad out there. I would have expected a little bit more. Well, looks like the second game is going to be the Supercopa final. But who is it going to be against? Atletico Madrid are taking on Real Madrid to see who's going to meet us in the final. And the winner is going to be, and it's going to be Atletico Madrid. They beat Real Madrid 3-2 with an 87th minute winner by Velasquez. And so we're going to be taking on last year's La Liga winner in the Supercopa final. It also looks like we're probably not going to be able to loan out Diego Quillay. And so we're just going to terminate David Raya's loan deal, and Quillay will be the backup. But talking about goalkeepers, obviously we took Juventus' goalkeeper and they found their replacement. And apparently they have the money that we don't, because they just whacked down 133 million for the goalkeeper we just took on, Beñat Zabala. So he's going to be going to Juventus to be their Unai Simon replacement. The last time we played Atletico Madrid, we smashed them 3-1. But that was at home. This is a neutral site, and this is a final, so anything can happen. All right, it's time to win our first trophy with Barcelona. We couldn't beat Chelsea in the UEFA Super Cup. Now we got our second chance in the Supercopa de España against Atletico Madrid. We are going to be playing our 3 at the back still. We didn't play that well against Bilbao, but we still scored goals, and we looked okay. They didn't do much either, so I'm going to stick with it. The squad for this one's not going to be fully full strength, but it's a pretty strong squad. Luca Carna and Larinaga are going to start up front. I thought about starting Gabels, but even though Luca Carna is just awful away from home, he's been scoring goals recently. He's got an 8.44 in the last 5 somehow, so he's going to stay in there. Hans is going to play that left wing back as a defensive winger, or left wing, I guess. Midfield's going to be Zaniolo and Adli. Right wing's going to be Porro. Nico in the holding role. Nianzou, Araujo, and Stasinos in the back line. And Simon's going to get his first start. We are missing a few players because of international duty, the African Cup of Nations. So Kamara and Guehi aren't available. And Nico Williams also picked up a little bit of a knock last week, so he's going to miss this game just like he missed the last one. So it's still a pretty strong squad. We've got guys like Cucurella, who did just sign a new deal, so he's going to be here for another year. He's on the bench. Trent, Boothby, Oscar, Gabels, I'm dropping Ricardo for this one, not because he wasn't very good, just because, you know, it's a big match. It's a final. It's a lot to throw in a player that's been at the club for like 4 days. So let's go win this trophy. Technically, it doesn't mean much, but it means a lot in here. Been a pretty even start to this one. Both teams with a shot, neither on target. We're 13 minutes in now, and Atletico Madrid have the ball. Vitinha is going to be intercepted by Ponzi. No, he's going to find Jalo, but Ponzi is eventually going to intercept. And he's going to dribble down this left-hand side. He can dribble, even though he is more of a defensive fullback, but he is just running down this flank and looking for Luca Carna. Fortunately, the pass wasn't quite there, but we're going to intercept this clearance. Nico now is going to go back to Araujo, who's going to spray it back to the goalkeeper. There's Unai Simon. First time we've seen him on the ball. He's going to find Nianzu. Back to Araujo, playing this out pretty slowly from the back, but looking pretty confident on the ball as well. Araujo looking to dribble forward, and he's gonna go back to Nico, who looks for a ball to Carna. Once again, he's not gonna get there. But are we gonna intercept? It's a terrible decision. An awful pass from the goalkeeper Slogan, and Carna jumps on it. Once again, a pretty simple finish, but once again, he's on the score sheet. And their goalkeeper Slogan is not bad. He's got one of the best save percentages in the Liga. Just a rare mistake from him. But it looks like it's going to be another pretty boring half of football. After only 2 highlights, we see nothing less. And really, neither team has done that much. We've had 9 shots, but only put 3 of them on target. They've only had 4 shots, only put 1 of them on target. We've got the goal. We've had more chances, more half and clear-cut chances. Does that count as a clear-cut chance when the goalkeeper passes to you? I don't know, but I'll take it. We got a 1-0 lead. Now we need to hold on to it in the second half. Well, this has been a pretty awful final. We've literally not had a single highlight in the second half, and we're going to win 1-0. I've not had many games like that before. There are 2 highlights in the first half, and not a single one in the second half. At halftime, we did kind of pull things back. We pulled the wingbacks back because they are natural wingbacks, and we looked to hold on to possession a little bit more to try to kill out the game. It looks like we did exactly that, as literally nothing happened. But we've won our first trophy. That had to be one of the worst Supercopa finals of all time, right? Like, literally nothing happened. And we got the win. I'll take it. But because these last 2 matches have been pretty awful, the first match, not much happened. This one stepped up the game. Literally nothing happened. So let's make this a triple header. Let's play Valladolid away from home in La Liga. All right, it's time for game number 3. Once again, we are away from home in the Liga, but this is Valladolid. They're in 18th place. We cannot lose this one. We are going to play our recent away tactic, which has been creating plenty of chances. It's been good defensively. Just the personnel can't take their chances. So I've gone with a little bit different personnel for this one. Carna, even though he's been scoring for fun recently, he's dropped because he cannot score away from home. So Larranaga's going to come in up top. Oscar on the left wing. Nico Williams is back. He's going to start on the right wing. Ricardo's going to start for his first time in the Liga next to James Boothby, playing the more defensive role, which he's not idealized, not got the best tackling. But his marking is pretty good. His positioning is pretty good. He's pretty good physically. I think he can handle it. Ponzi's going to play as the left wing back. Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. Back line of Araujo, Leon, and Nianzu. And then Simon once again in net. Will the new goalkeeper, a rotated striker, and pretty awful opposition fix our woes away from home? I sure as hell hope so. First highlight, we're 9 minutes in. We're going to look to play out from the back. Neither team's really established themselves in this match so far. Valladolid 2 shots, none on target. We only have 1 shot, but we did put it on target for 0.12 XG. But Nico Williams currently on the ball, cutting inside. See if he can find a man. It's Ponzi on the overlap. Can he find somebody in the middle? This is a very awful kit clash. A gray kit versus a white kit, and I can barely tell the difference. Hopefully the players can do a little bit better than I can. Sergio Ricardo is going to find Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's going to go back to Sergio Ricardo. Playing as a roaming playmaker in the system. He should be pretty good at it. His attributes suit it pretty well. He dribbles around one man, a very good dribble by him, but we can't quite find the ball through to Nico Williams, and so it's going to go back to Valladolid. And can they build something here? Are they going to go direct? No, Kevin's just going to dribble around whoever that is. Is that Trent? Yeah, it is Trent. He's going to find Cantero. Back to Pedrinho. Is this a Valladolid highlight? Correa between the center backs, and it is, unless he's offside. I sure as shit hope he's offside, because that's a frustrating highlight. Looked like we were about to score. No, they find a man through on goal, and it counts. Valladolid lead. 10 minutes in. They're 18th in the league. Their first shot on target. Just awful defending from our back line, and we're down 1-0. I literally don't understand. It's actually insane. It doesn't matter how terrible the team is we're playing. We could be playing an amateur team, and we still wouldn't look good away from home. Larranaga, we got to immediately get one back. Larranaga has a chance. Again, we can't even put a shot on target. Just awful. We've got to throw in now. We have to score from this one. Now, we have plenty of time still, but we need to establish ourselves in this match. We need a goal, and then we need another, and then another 3 or 4. Larinaga, can't miss that. If that is offside, I am going to cry. I'm pretty sure he's on. Like, obviously, I've got some bias here, but I'm pretty sure he's onside. This better count. It does. We're back in it, but we need more goals. I ain't drawing another away match, but it looks like we might not find another goal, at least for the first half. So we're going to go into halftime 1-1 with 18th place Valladolid, who only have 1 shot on target. 55 minutes now. We got a highlight for the first time in the second half, and it's going to be us from a throw-in. Ponzi down this left-hand side. He has been pretty awful. He's going to look for a ball into the back post. That's Nico Williams, who's, again, picked up a knock. Nyanzu hasn't even played well. He hasn't. I'm probably going to take him off. Boothby now is going to look for Nico Williams, and again, massively overhit. We can't shoot. We can't pass. We can't tackle. We can't do anything away from home. Pepe, where is our defense? Kevin absolutely threw on goal. Quintero, and that's good. Are you kidding me? Is that the second shot on target? I don't understand. I literally don't understand. I feel like this has to be some sort of bug or something, because away from home, we look like we can't complete a simple pass, and everyone turns into prime Messi. That we're playing, at least, not our players. They turn into prime, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a really bad player that should be good. Balotelli? That's a pretty good example, actually. We have to, again, immediately peg them back. Down 2-1, 60th minute. Larinaga, Williams, an open goal, and you can't even put it on target. You're off the pitch. I hate this team. Away from home, they are literally the worst. It's looking like, once again, we are not going to win away from home, and we might even lose. We're down 2-1, and it's the 76th minute. We have to score right now. Luka Karna, we've gone to 2 up top. Nico Williams off the pitch. He's been awful. Also, we've took, what's his name? Ponzi out the pitch. He's played a 6.2. His attributes are amazing, but he is the worst left back I've ever used. Good God, at least we might have a penalty, but we're probably going to miss it knowing this team. It's going to be Karna to step up. Do I want that to happen? I mean, first it has to be a penalty, but I got to decide who I want on here, because I do not trust Luka Karna at all. And he's nervous. Gabel's also obviously not on the pitch. Oscar, Trent, motivated. 17 composure. I kind of need composure in this situation. Larinaga anxious. I mean, I think I give this to Trent. Karna did score the last penalty he took, but we know he can't do anything away from home. And so and he's nervous. I do not like that at all. So I'm going to go with Trent. His penalties might be lower, but he's got good composure. He's motivated. First, this needs to be a penalty, though. I didn't really see it, so I'm assuming it is, just based on the animation. It looked like somebody just got taken down in the box. Please, we need this, because we need a goal, and then we need another. Again, I don't want to draw this. We have to get a freaking win. It's a penalty. Now Trent has to score it. Trent, Alexander-Arnold. Englishmen don't have a great record of penalties, so that makes me a little worried, but what game? I literally it didn't go into effect. I don't know why. Usually when you make a change like that, it goes into effect immediately. A nervous Luka Karna away from home is stepping up to take the penalty. Can I call a timeout? Can this have NFL rules? Timeout, ref. I need to make a substitution here. I do not want Luka Karna taking this. He better score this. He better freaking score this. Luka, please. Ref, come on. This is bad enough. Luka. I probably had negative confidence there, but he put it in the back of the net. We are even once again, but we need to score another goal, and we definitely can't freaking concede again. 4 minutes of added time, and we're going to do nothing. And once again, we are going to not win away from home, even though once again, we've dominated the match. 2 shots on target in the entire game. And they get a point out of it. 14 shots, can only put 5 on target. 3 half chances, 1 clear-cut chance. And one of the goals is a freaking penalty. I don't understand. We have won every single home game we've played. Not one and draw, literally won every single one of them. I think 1 or 2 were only by 1 goal. Everything else was more than 1 goal. And yet we played 14, or I think it's 13 matches away from home. And we've only won 4 of them. We've won 4 of 13 away from home. We've won 15 straight at home. And 3 of those 4 away from home were the first 3 away matches of the season. Since then, we've had 10 matches and won 1 of them away from home. I understand that, FMing happens in the real world. I mean, we just saw it with Bayern Munich. They had 17 or 19 shots saved by Mönchengladbach. That happens. But in the last 8 away matches we've played, we've had the higher XG in 7 of them. The only one we didn't was Lazio match, in which we rested our entire team and played basically an under-23s team. Every other match in the last 8 away from home, we've had the higher XG, and we've won 1 of them. 1 of 8. Even though we've had the higher XG pretty significantly in a lot of them, in all 7 of the 8. It is just awful. This game, I don't understand why, but this shouldn't be happening like this. And we don't really have any time to fix it because we have a lot of away matches coming up, including our next 3 matches. Up next, we have Oviedo in the Copa del Rey 3rd round. They're a 2nd division side. If we can't beat them because we're away from home, I might never play FM22 again. In terms of next episode, well, you'll know if we fixed our problem because we're going to be playing Atletico Madrid away from home and Man City away from home. Those 2 matches, based on who we cannot beat, are terrifying. So I'll see you for that one next episode. Hopefully that's better than this one, because those are 3 pretty awful games. Really, nothing happened in the first 2. And then once again, we cannot do anything away from home against an awful Valladolid team. If anybody has any idea on what I can do to fix this, please let me know. I have never needed help as much as I do right now. There are still a lot of games left to go. I cannot keep doing this. But if you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.